had quite a few students in the past that they're all variable in terms of their professionalism and their performance. I think the biggest thing to note is that when students do come on placement, the university is quite clear in terms of professional behaviour, how to behave on placement, how to ensure that they're appropriate with the patients themselves and their demeanour, how they're dressed, etc. So you sort of, as a clinician, expect that the university has done all that work, and you don't really have to address it. So it's unfortunate when we do come across scenarios where students are actually lacking in professionalism or are actually quite inappropriate. Most students are really good because their universities prep them for their placements, but the only sort of three things that come to mind are either students quite interruptive to their supervisors, quite rude to other physiotherapy staff or other members of the MDT, or when students unfortunately don't take their feedback very well and start getting upset and start swearing and things like that. Very challenging. I think it's really important to have some examples to give to the students, because if I can't back myself up with what I'm trying to tell them as to what's gone wrong, then that's not a good thing either. So having very precise examples of what went wrong or what could have been done better in their placement's really good. And when they do get upset or teary, making sure I've set up the room well, there's a box of tissues, I'm listening to them. If they start swearing and getting aggressive, unfortunately in those situations it's really important to try and de-escalate that situation. So if they're not quite willing to listen, I often ask them to leave and come back when they're a bit calmer. They're not going to retain anything in that situation. So another good one for all supervisors that I would suggest is, if you have a challenging student, have another clinician review that student as well, so you're both on par, saying the same things, or sometimes it's nice for students to have another supervisor. It's less daunting for them as well, and if their performance is reflective of what another supervisor has picked up on, then that's great because you've got a bit of support there.